Helicopters, tanks, riverboats, jungle fighting, Hell Let Loose Vietnam is absolutely incredible. I had the opportunity to play this early with a group of devs and other creators, and if for whatever reason you were on the fence about this game, you shouldn't be. Now, quick disclosure, this is not an ad. I haven't been told what to say, but this is all provided footage. We were not allowed to record during this session, but we will be able to at a later date. So in this video, I'll give you an overview of what the game is, how some of the new mechanics work like tunnels, explain progression, maps, weapons, performance. I'll share with you everything I know because not only was this game fun, the devs answered a bunch of questions for us afterwards, so let's get into it. Hell Let Loose Vietnam is a 100-player game and it will have 4 different game modes. Warfare, which is the OG Hell Let Loose game mode, which we played, Offensive, Conquest, and Domination. Conquest and Domination are new and will have a morale system, which are basically tickets, which will bleed out until one team wins. Just like Conquest and other games, you'll be able to attack points out of order, which is a huge change to Hell Let Loose, but with the pace and mobility of Vietnam, I think this will work perfectly. The combat in this game is amazing. I really enjoyed playing Hell Let Loose in the past, but I often got a bit tired of how much of a walking simulator it could be, just periods of what felt like no combat at all, but Vietnam is pretty different. Americans get 2 helicopters, a logistics and a transport one, and they were constantly providing supplies and dropping off troops or setting up garrisons on flanks. The NVA tunnels are also really fun. We didn't get any B-roll of how they work, so here's my high-quality paint drawing of it. You build a tunnel system with supplies like any other structure, and they connect to other tunnels or garrisons. You press F on these structures, which allow you to enter the tunnel system, and then you click where on the map that you want to redeploy to. These are awesome, and one game our side just had these long snaking tunnel systems along the flanks, and it just allowed us to quickly push the attack point, or if we were being attacked on defense, we could just redeploy through the tunnels and reinforce as needed. The tunnel entrances are pretty big and loud, so it's a good balance for how effective they are. There's almost no way an American could walk past this thing and not see it. The overall player locomotion in this game was also fantastic. Free look, vaulting, swimming, diving underwater, and holding your breath. I felt at times the original had a bit of a clunky movement system, but this one has been very obviously overhauled and it feels great. Now, we played on a map called Tan Hoa Bridge, which is a real place that was primarily an air target in the war. The middle point is the bridge itself, and this map is so good. Riverboats pushing the point and skirmishing in the water, helicopters rushing forward and deploying troops, infantry swimming to get to the shacks and defenses underneath the bridge. It is so dynamic that although, yeah, it could be a bridge fight, I guess, if you wanted to, west to east, but this is not a typical Hell Let Loose bridge fight. It's incredibly fast-paced, there's plenty of cover and concealment, and all the POIs were very well designed. Now, you can slow it back if you want that more methodical Hell Let Loose gameplay with your squads if you wanted to. What I'm trying to say is that if you want to move a bit faster, you can in this game, and it works really well. You still need to be tactical, and you will absolutely get punished if you're just running around aimlessly, but it's a good mix that does make the combat feel a bit more modern for the era it's set in. This map had dense jungle areas, more open riverbank spots, prefab fort type areas with larger defenses and trenches. It was so much fun, and this was just all on one map. The devs did confirm we'll be getting a variety of biomes on release, including a desert, a map with sheer cliff sides, an urban port map, a very dense jungle map, and the Dak To airfield. There will also be variations including time of day, cloud cover, and fog, and although there's no confirmation on how many maps we're getting on release, if they're the same quality as this one, it's going to be great. Now, I had the chance to play with almost every weapon that was unlocked at level 1, and the weapons just feel good. Rifles like the Type 56 and M16 get bayonets, and there's a bayonet charge option, which is awesome. The RPD was my preferred machine gun, and I do have a soft spot for the Type 53, which is the NVA bolt action. That rifle grenade is nasty. Now, I didn't personally drive the riverboats or fly the helicopters, but I did ride in them, and I can confidently say that they're an amazing addition. Jumping in those dual machine guns at the front of this boat and just lighting up infantry or other boats is exactly what I wanted from river gameplay. I will say, though, it was way too easy to shoot down helicopters with the RPG, but the devs did mention that they're going to improve survivability and make it a bit more component-based, so one shot shouldn't just take this helicopter out anymore. For the NVA, you start with 2 RPGs, and the one time I did spawn in, both the choppers just flew by my tunnel. I killed them both within 30 seconds, and it felt cool, but also a little cheesy. The helis definitely need a buff, but the RPG itself is very fun to use. They do seem evenly balanced against the Patton though, and from about 200 meter range, I needed 5 shots to kill the tank. Real quick, I do want to explain progression since unlocks and customization is a little bit different in Vietnam. There are 17 different roles, including commander, rifleman, specialist, mortar gunners, tankers. Pilots have 2 separate roles, one for transport and one for logi. There is a lot to unlock and specialize in, but your kits are way more customizable. Vietnam is using a weight-based system, and you'll have a primary slot, a secondary, and then lethal or tactical slots, so you can choose if you want to bring like a bunch of bandages, or maybe you just want more grenades or smokes. You can mix and match what you want for your own playstyle, and the weapons are pretty flexible too. I think I saw that almost everyone could get a shotgun if they wanted, and it just felt fun. I prefer this flexibility while still having the constraints of what you can and can't do according to your role. And on that note, if you're one who likes building defenses and emplacements, everything is unlocked from level 1. You do not have to grind to get things like AT gun emplacements as you do in the original. The devs specified they didn't want to handicap teams or players that don't have the people grinding out kits for tools, so just build as much as you want. Now, I didn't play as commanders, but I saw plenty of call-ins, and they're great. We had napalm dropped on us, and we were also hit by strafing runs. I think there was some type of artillery barrage, and I saw supply drops. If you like command in the original, you'll like this. It plays practically the same. Now, if you like indirect fire, Vietnam will have mortar teams, which are just like the artillery batteries in World War II, but these are mobile. I personally didn't get to use them, but the devs said you'll be able to pick up and move these mortars around, so you're no longer just stuck at the main base getting farmed by recon players. You can deploy your mortars, fire your rounds, pick up, move, and do it again. It's very dynamic, and speaking as someone who was on the other end of a mortar barrage, it's very effective. All right, so last few things I'll say. If you're interested in playing with friends or communities, there is going to be some form of a clan system in-game, but they haven't gone into specifics just yet. There's also a full infantry basic training tutorial that we got to play, which introduced all the gameplay mechanics and, in my opinion, should be required to finish before jumping into multiplayer, but we'll see if they require that. And I didn't see a heli tutorial, but the devs did confirm there should be one on release. Performance was great. I didn't have any frame drops, but on the initial load, I think I had like 1 hitch right out the start. But after that, everything was smooth, even with napalm dropping and explosions everywhere. I had no complaints at all with performance. My PC specs are in the description, so verify if you want. But to me, the game ran so well. It was absolutely beautiful. Loved it. And I think that's it. This game was incredibly fun to play. I did not get tired of it at all, and I could have spent the entire day playing this same map. I never felt like I was in that spawn die loop that you sometimes get into in the original game because of just how the map is. The dense jungle just allows you to sneak and hide around if you want to, and the mobility with the tunnels and the choppers allows for so many more directions to attack. Very rarely you're just slamming into each other head on if you don't want to. Of course, infantry grinds happen, and man, that bridge POI was an absolute bloodbath. But if my squad wanted to go somewhere else, we could, and it was relatively easy to do that. That was great. There is a closed beta coming up, and hopefully more info on if you want to join those will be released soon. But if y'all have any questions at all, please leave them in the comments and I'll answer best I can. If you like Hell Let Loose, you're gonna like this. If you thought Hell Let Loose was a bit slower, I think you're gonna like this one better. This game was good and I can't wait. But that's it for me. Let me know your questions down in the comments below, and until next time, peace.